what we found is that in an airstrike that happened at a village called Abdu Dibile in Lower Shabelle region, AFRICOM has killed, in March this year, AFRICOM has killed 3 civilians. And they claimed that those were members of Al-Shabaab. When we reached out to them and asked them, gave them the names of those individuals and gave them evidence that these people were not members of Al-Shabaab, they told us insisted that these people were members of Al-Shabaab. They said actually this time around, for the first time, they were low-level Al-Shabaab members, and they targeted them to decrease morale ahead of Somali government operations. But the evidence we have is different. It shows that these 3 men were civilians. They were civilians because one of them worked for the biggest telecommunication company in Somalia, Hormuz. All the people who interviewed told us these people were civilians, they were not members of Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab did not treat these people as their members, as they would normally. When they came after the attack to the area, they allowed the families to bury the bodies of these people. One of them got injured, and he was transported to Mogadishu, to a hospital in Mogadishu, where he later died after 2 weeks. That shows, that's another evidence that if this person was wanted by the U.S. authorities, they should have at least engaged with him at the hospital in Mogadishu 2 weeks after the strike. And the inconsistency in AFRICOM's responses, they had a press release a day after the attack, and they said, they have killed 3 civilians. They have killed 3 Al-Shabaab terrorists. But at the time, they did not actually kill 3, they killed 2. And the other person will be in Mogadishu the following day, where he died 2 weeks later. The inconsistency that they are reporting they killed 3 instead of 2, and they were not able to even locate the 3rd person, tells us how they are not accurate and how they don't know who they are actually killing in Somalia. In the first 9 months of 2017, last 9 months of 2017, 2018, and now they have carried out 50 airstrikes already in Somalia, the ones they have admitted to since mid-September. And it shows that they don't actually know who they are killing. They are not following up. After the release of our report in March, for the first time, AFRICOM has admitted to have killed 2 civilians in an airstrike in Somalia. The information we have when we contacted the families of those they admitted to, the AFRICOM or the US or the Somali government has not contacted them about their relatives. They have not been compensated. The issue has not been picked up, which is really worrying for us. That's why we are urging both the Somali government and the US government to reach out to these families and conduct impartial and proper investigations into these allegations and hold individuals who are violating international human rights law to account, compensate these individuals, these families of these people they are killing, and also at least something easy they can do is to allow people to create a safe mechanism where civilians in Lower Shabelle or in Somalia can self-report safely of these airstrikes and access the government to at least give them information about their relatives who are being killed by the US military or during other operations.